began 35 years ago with a knock at the door. My father, who's a Ukrainian Orthodox priest stationed in a little parish near Wilmington, Delaware, opened the door, and there's this gentleman who came there, who needed a shave, who maybe smelled badly, said, "Father, I haven't eaten in a couple of days. Can you help me out?" My father saw this gentleman, he thought to himself, "My God, yes, come on in, we'll see what we can do for you." So he, got him into the kitchen, he made some meal, he fed him, and the man was ready to go. He said, "Father, can I have a few dollars? I don't have anywhere to go tonight." My father thought to himself, well, maybe we could put you up underneath the church. I don't think anything's going on. But he forgot the next morning the women were coming to the church and they were going to prepare a meal for the next day. Anyway, they opened the door and they took one look at this guy and they closed the door, and first thing you know, there's all kind of telephone calls from one person to the next. "Yeah, the priest is bringing all kind of bums here." And my dad says, "Well, wait a minute, what's the church for if we're not here to help people?" Over the next couple of years, he moved to this area near Indiana, Pennsylvania. He became a chaplain at the Torrance State Hospital. At that time, Torrance had 6,000 patients. Today they have 200. At that time, he thought to himself, well, wait a minute, we need a place for these type of people also. At that time they didn't have the guidance centers, the partial hospitalization programs, the workshops. They didn't have follow-up care. So he thought to himself, boy, we need a place for these type of people with the mental health problems, people that are homeless, people who have nowhere to go. Later, as he was going from one church to another, he heard that the old Elroy Face Motel was for sale. He thought, well, maybe that would be a start. Maybe we could do something there. So anyway, he made an appointment with Mr. Face. He came to see him, and at that time they wanted $85,000. This was 1966 for the property. The problem was he had $1,000 of his own money. But he still thought, boy, we need to do this, and we'll find the money if we can. So he was able to find a lawyer here in Indiana. At that time it was Judge Earl Handler, who was the lawyer, and he agreed to do without accepting any money. My father was able to find 25 people who made up a board of directors, but still they couldn't raise the money. Mr. Face, in the meantime, agreed that he would take $5,000 down and would take the mortgage and take payments for the rest of the money. The problem is they only had the $1,000. Judge Handler said to Mr. Face, well, Mr. Face, this is our final offer. We have the $5,000, but we need $4,000 for operating capital. Here's our final deal. We'll give you $1,000 down, and we'll come up with the money for the rest of the payments. So the deal was made, and somehow, with God's help, they were able to come up with these payments, and it was able to work. And that was over 34 years ago. Since that time, we've had over close to 9,000 people in and out of our facility. Many of these people are people who maybe nobody else had wanted, but we wanted them. At any given time, we have approximately 85 people who live here. These are people primarily with mental health problems, people with mental retardation, a certain amount of people with drug or alcohol addictions, and a number of people who just need a place to stay. They may stay overnight, they may stay for a week, they may stay for several months, and we also have people where this is their home, and this has been their home, and probably this will always be their home. Well, what do these people look like? Who are they? Where do they come from? Well, an example, one gentleman came to us last year, the end of summer last year, a Spanish man. He came to us from prison. Well, why do you accept prisoners? Well, there's some extenuated circumstances here. This man was mentally retarded. He did get into some drugs and selling drugs, I understand. But the problem was he had a stroke, he became diabetic, he became not able to walk, he wasn't able to see very well, and all of a sudden his time was up. And the problem was he had no income, no way to support himself, no follow-up services. What's going to happen to him? So at least somebody from a social worker or a counselor from the facility called us and kind of pleaded his case and kind of begged us to take him, and we did. Services that we provide, well, we started out as a transitional living center, a place for people to come to get help and be able to go back on their own again. We are also licensed as a personal care home. We provide basic assistance with personal hygiene, bathing, shaving. We provide activities of daily living, transportation, helping with keeping appointments, shopping. We provide assistance with medications. Again, this is a big area of our program. Many of our people do take medicines, and it is we have a nursing staff around the clock that ensure that they take it as prescribed. We have basic adult literacy classes. We have various recreation programs. We have weekly trips, several times a week to the mall, to bowling, to McDonald's, to wherever we can find a place. This past summer, many of our people went to Idlewild Park. Somebody went to the Johnstown Johnny's ball game. We went on the Gateway Clipper boat ride. Wherever we are able to find tickets, we tried to take advantage of that. So maybe of our viewers here today, maybe if you ever find yourself you may have tickets or some activities that we may be able to go through, we'd appreciate hearing about them. The secret of our program, I believe, we try to help people find their niche of some type. 5 years of his mother's life, Stanley took care of her. She was diabetic. She had a stroke. Stanley would cook for her. He would take care of her. He would clean her, and then she passed away. So not only did she pass away, but part of Stanley passed away with her. Stanley became depressed. He started some drug and alcohol use. He attempted suicide. He ended up at one of the psychiatric hospital units. So Stanley came to us, and first several months we involved him with our local guidance center. We involved him with some counseling programs. We try to ensure for his drug and alcohol problems with further counseling programs. But still he says, "George, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to kill myself." And I said, "Stanley, why would you do that?" Well, he equated it with an old car. Yeah, it has over 100,000 miles. It's beat up. It's no good anymore. It's rusty. The transmission slips. That's how I am, he said. "Stanley, you're not that way at all. You have so many talents, abilities." He didn't know that, though. He wasn't able to realize that. One day, we always need help with our clothing. We receive donated clothing. "Stanley, can you help us sort this?" "Well, yeah, okay, I guess I can." So we got to throw away the high-heeled shoes and the fur coats, and we got to keep the warm jeans and tennis shoes and warm winter jackets and the more seasonable clothing and so on. And Stanley started to do that. And while he's doing that, some of the guys came to him, and maybe they got a shirt, or maybe they got some pants, and maybe he found him some shoes. And pretty soon it became Stanley's boutique. And Stanley started seeing himself, "My God, these poor people here, they all come to me and they don't have nothing. Sometimes people come here and all they have is the shirt on their back, and maybe that has holes in it." And he thought to himself, "My God, I can help these people. I am worthwhile." So that was his niche. He was able to find some kind of importance, some kind of feelings of belonging, of helping. By helping others, he was able to help himself. Ask yourself, well, how do you do this? Where does your money come from? Well, our biggest source of funding is from our residents themselves. If somebody does have SSI or some type of monthly income, we do charge them a fee. But the problem is, of our 85 to 90 people, there maybe only 60% of them have such an income. We also try to get people on welfare if they're eligible, but again, it's hard to get on welfare. You have to prove that you have some type of disability. So someone who's homeless is not eligible for welfare because they're homeless, but they may be if they have some other type of disability. So it's a constant struggle to survive, to keep the doors open, to keep the programs rolling, to keep the vans going to and fro, to keep the meals on the tables. So we have to be very creative in not only how we get money, but also how we spend money. These are some of the ways that we survive. We have a quarterly newsletter that we send out to maybe 16,000 persons. Somebody who may have bought a raffle ticket, somebody that may be a relative of our residents, somebody that may have stayed here, business people in our area. From this, we're able to maybe generate some maybe $50,000 a year in cash charitable contributions. But we also rely a lot on in-kind contributions, and maybe we receive another $50,000 a year. This past year, we had received a flatbed truck, and we were able to do a little bit of work on it, and it turned out very well for us. We get tickets donated to various sporting events. Again, the Indiana players here invite us to all their plays and at a free or nominal charge. We got circus tickets donated earlier this year. We got tickets to the Johnstown Johnnies ball game. So we're always looking for things like that. I mentioned clothing. We do receive a great deal of donated clothing. And again, many times people come to us with what they have on their back, and again, many times it's not very good to begin with. We also receive food. Several of our grocery stores in the Indiana area, they allow us to come to get the day-old bread. Several of the donut shops, again, donuts and rolls and bagels and things. And then some of the groups and churches, one of the local firemen's organizations had a dinner. They were expecting 400 people, but only had 100 people show up, so they had enough food for 300 people. So they brought it to us. And again, it was all very well received and much appreciated. In addition, we have a number of fundraising events. We just had our annual festival, and we believe we had maybe close to 4,000 people attend. Everything from a chicken barbecue dinner to a circus, and anything in between: carnival games, rides, petting zoos, horseshoe pitches, antique car show, wherever we could find there. Sundays and Tuesdays we have bingo as our fundraiser. We have various other festivals and fundraising events, dinners, and so on. Another way we're able to survive is with our volunteer program. During the year, maybe we have 200 to 300 volunteers. One gentleman started out by fishing, and while he was fishing, there were 2 or 3 people came around him, and then 2 or 3 more, and someone said, "Hey, can you put this worm in my hook?" or "Can you put this hook in my line?" or "My fishing pole's jammed, can you fix it?" So he started to do that, and while he was doing that, first thing you know, "Boy, I wish we can go to the mall today. Our bus doesn't go till Wednesday, and today's only Monday. Boy, I sure wish I could go in." So this gentleman had a van, and he said, "Okay, I'll take you." So first thing you know, he had 2 or 3 people every day would come and take to the mall or some type of event or happening. And then while he was there, the one guy says, "Well, how much is this? Can you read this to me? I can't read very well." And he just couldn't imagine that somebody in today's day and age couldn't read. So during the summer break, he came and he taught basic adult literacy classes. This man maybe didn't even have a high school education himself, but he had children, he raised them, he was able to bring flashcards. Anyway, he had 25 to 30 students attend his classes. And the regular teacher during the regular semester, she only has 10 to 15. But the biggest thing was, well, if you don't come to my class, I can't take you to the mall, or I can't help you fishing, or anyway, he was very successful. He did this for us for maybe 2 years, but then he moved out of our area. Fortunate that we have a good staff. We have approximately 45 people on our staff, and without them, we would never have such a facility. These are people who maybe aren't here for the money, so to say, but they're here to help people, and that's the type of people that we do have, and are fortunate to have. Again, we're not a fancy place, but we're a good place. Our people aren't fancy, but they're good people. They're people maybe nobody else wants, but we want them. So we thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to maybe you coming out to see us sometime. Thank you.
Day consists of not only of counseling, but walking with the people, helping them get their daily lives in order. For some people, it's just a chore to get up in the day and not to be able to figure out what they're supposed to do this day. For the average person to get up, we have a day planned. We get up, we go to work, we go to school, we go shopping, we have our day all planned out. But for a lot of these people, it's a challenge for them to get up and get dressed. We have to think down on, put ourselves on their level. We cannot approach them with high thoughts and things that come out of the seminary books and out of the college books, text. We have to come down and reach to them and lift them up and help them to achieve our level. There's no way that they can just start out and think things through. They have to be helped, they have to be guided, and we need to furnish that for them. We have a wonderful staff here of nurses who understand and who are willing to work with these people. This little film and documentary has been helpful to you, and now we will take a little tour of our building.
This is the canteen room here at Eastern Orthodox Foundation, a place where many of the residents can get together and watch television and enjoy the view of the lake. The lake here is available for fishing and recreation to the residents. You guys can wave. These are some of the people who stay here. Many come and go. This is the area of the canteen where candy and different items are sold. The residents can come here and purchase treats and coffee and milk and hot chocolate during the day.
My name is Janelle Phillips. I'm the activities director here, and I also fill in on a nurse's aide position. Over here we have our clothing and donation room. People bring up used clothing they can't use anymore, and also kind of personal hygiene items that our residents use. You have to pardon the mess, we're cleaning up our festival from Sunday. We divide the clothing off into men's and women's clothing rooms. This door down here is the men's clothing room, and next door to it here we have our classroom. The classroom is open for anyone who would like to use computers. It's also open just to come down for a little peace and quiet, do some reading. We also have an errand teacher who comes in to assist them with their GED. And our final door down here is our women's donation room.
Okay, Ralph, what is your name?
Ralph H. Kimmel.
Ralph Kimmel?
Ralph H. Kimmel.
Ralph H. Kimmel. And how long have you lived here at Eastern Orthodox?
Second time for 20 years.
Second time for 20 years. And what do you do here, Ralph?
Wash bars and pants.
Now, do you do this because it's a job, or do you do it for volunteer work?
Volunteer work.
You do this because you like to help around the place, right?
Yeah.
That's good. What other jobs have you done here?
Sold raffle tickets on open house. Helped with news guys at fault, and I sold raffle tickets on open house.
You sold raffle tickets for the festival.
And I helped with news guys for the festival.
Oh, that's good. So you do a lot of volunteer work around here.
I go to town at least 3 times a week. I play bingo, I go to church services, I go to school, I go to all the functions and activities here.
So you do a lot around here, school and functions and go into town. Well, it's good to talk to you, Ralph. I know that you've been a person around here that Eastern Orthodox would miss if you weren't here to help out.
Yeah.
Behind me is the dormitory for Eastern Orthodox Foundation, where approximately 85 people live right now, and it goes up to sometimes 100. There is a security guard on duty at night and a full-time nurse during the day, and the laundry room is in there. And we'll take a tour through there too, so you can have an idea of where the residents live. Here we are in the dormitory at Eastern Orthodox Foundation, the building which houses approximately 85 people, some male, some female. And what's your name?
Logan.
Logan?
Yes.
And how long have you been here, Logan?
About 8 months.
8 months? How do you like it?
Seems to be all right with me.
Seems to be okay? How, you got any plans to get out of here anytime soon?
Yeah, hopefully, since I got myself established a lot more than what I was, got back focused on life, I hope to get out of here within the next month.
Within the next month. Good. So this organization is helping you get on your feet?
Yes, they helped me a great deal.
Good, good. Yeah, George and all the staff here are pretty nice.
Yeah, they were.
Okay, well, thanks, Logan, for talking to me.
Thank you.
Hey, this is the women's quarters on the first floor. This is one of 3 floors at Eastern Orthodox Foundation. And there's 4 women stay into a room, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, depending on the occupancy rate. And all the ladies seem to enjoy it. They have television and radio in each of their rooms. Okay. This is one of the activity rooms where people can come and sit and hang around out here at Eastern Orthodox Foundation. And what's your name, sir?
Bob.
And how long have you been here?
9 years.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, and you? Alan. Alan? And how long have you been here, Alan?
13 years.
And do you like it?
In a way, I do.
And sometimes you like to get out, be maybe in some other group home type situation, but overall, it's not bad.
Stephen. I'm a good friend of Alita's. I've been here for 9 years, since 91. It's very nice.
Are we going to do anything, Alita?
Well, not today.
My name is Stan, and I've been here for a while, and I like it a lot being here.
You're the boutique. You're the one that's in charge of the boutique, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. My clothes boutique. Yeah, where I have all the clothes for everybody, men and women. Everything nice and clean and folded for them.
Good. Then we've already talked to Ralph here. Ralph Kimmel.
I'm Carl. I've been here for a month. Seems to be an all right place.
That's good.
I'm Blaine, and I've been here 15 months, and I like it here.
I'm Frank O'Malley. I've been here 19 years. It's all right. I hope to move out October 2nd. Veterans Home.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You'll miss everybody here, though.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm T. I've been here for a few weeks. I'm still readjusting. And I guess that's about all I can say right now. Unless you want to go into my life history, you'll need more batteries.
Okay.
I'm Don's house. I've been here 2.5 years.
Okay,
I
well,
also painted the mural that was video.
you painted the mural?
Yeah, I painted the
You mean the Indians?
It's beautiful.
Pigs you see in front of you here are the Foundation's pets. These belong to Janelle Phillips and Vicki Phillips. They bring them here for the kids to see, like a petting zoo. And they had a greased pig contest. And I'm glad you all came today. And if you ever decide to come back to the Foundation, come and visit anytime. Janelle and all of them will welcome you here. And bring your friends or your families for the festival next year in the year 2001, because we have a beautiful festival every year. Okay. Goodbye.
This is just part of the 220 acres that's owned by Eastern Orthodox Foundation. Across the road over there is a berry farm, and there's lots of room to expand here. My belief is that many other places like Eastern Orthodox Foundation can be built around the country, that this could be a model for the future of mental health and homeless and other services for even the aged.